Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that constantly tests our limits. Challenges come at us from all directions: personal setbacks, professional struggles, and unexpected obstacles. Life as we know it is not always smooth sailing. But what separates those who succeed from those who give up? It's mental toughness. Mental toughness is not something you are born with. It's a set of skills that anyone can develop with dedication and practice. Today, I'm going to share with you how you can build this crucial quality and become someone who remains resilient in the face of adversity. Mental toughness is the ability to stay focused, disciplined, and optimistic in tough times. It's about handling stress, overcoming doubt, and pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against you. It's not about avoiding failure, but about how you respond when things go wrong. So let's dive into the core principles of becoming mentally tough. It all starts with having a purpose. When you know exactly why you're doing something, the journey becomes easier to endure. A strong sense of purpose will help you push through the darkest days and stay focused on your long-term goals. Purpose gives you the fuel to keep moving forward. Success never comes from staying comfortable. To become mentally tough, you need to embrace discomfort. Whether it's physical, emotional, or mental strain, discomfort is where growth happens. When you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you build the resilience you need to face life's challenges head-on. Self-discipline is the foundation of mental toughness. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's not about being perfect, but about being consistent. When you build habits that support your goals, you're training your mind to stay strong no matter what. The past is behind you and the future is uncertain. Mental toughness is all about focusing on what you can control in the present moment. Don't get bogged down by mistakes or worries about what's to come. The key to overcoming any obstacle is to focus on the task in front of you and do your best right here, right now. No one is immune to setbacks. What defines mental toughness is how you respond to them. Instead of seeing failure as defeat, view it as a valuable lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? The ability to learn from mistakes and use them to improve is what separates winners from those who give up. Emotions are powerful, but they don't have to control you. Mentally tough people learn how to control their emotional responses. They don't let fear, frustration, or anger dictate their decisions. They stay calm under pressure and think clearly, knowing that their emotions are not a reflection of their ability to succeed. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mental toughness. If you're surrounded by negativity or people who drain your energy, it will be much harder to stay resilient. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift, challenge, and support you. A positive, growth-oriented environment will keep you on track. Mental toughness is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Commit yourself to personal growth every single day. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, whatever it takes to expand your mind and improve yourself. Consistent growth is the key to staying mentally tough in every area of your life. To cultivate a strong sense of purpose, you first have to understand something very fundamental. Life doesn't just happen. Life is a series of decisions, actions, and moments, and it's up to you to decide what they mean and where they lead. When you have a purpose, a deep, clear reason for everything you do, it gives you direction. It gives you energy. Purpose makes you get up in the morning, even when the world is heavy on your shoulders. A strong sense of purpose isn't just about what you want to accomplish in the next week or month. It's about having a vision for your life, a bigger reason why you get up day after day and keep pushing forward, even when the going gets tough. You see, people without purpose are like ships without a rudder. They wander aimlessly, drifting from one thing to the next, never truly in control. But when you have a purpose, you are like a ship with a clear course. Every action you take, every decision you make, is steering you toward that destination. Purpose becomes the fuel that powers you through the rough patches, the stormy seas, the moments when giving up seems like an easier choice. When things go wrong, and they will go wrong, you need something deeper than temporary motivation. Motivation fades. But a clear purpose can hold you steady when everything else seems uncertain. It's what keeps you focused on the long-term vision rather than the momentary struggles. And here's the real power of purpose. When you know why you're doing something, you develop the inner strength to push through the obstacles. Purpose helps you turn setbacks into stepping stones. It helps you maintain clarity even in the most chaotic moments. Without purpose, every failure feels like a dead end, but with it, failure is simply a lesson, an opportunity to learn and grow. Think about this. You may not always be able to control your circumstances, but you can always control why you do what you do. That is the essence of mental toughness. It's understanding that your purpose is bigger than any temporary challenge. It's your why that pushes you to be stronger, smarter, and more resilient. So ask yourself, what is your purpose? What is that deep reason that gets you moving when it seems easier to stay still? Find that, nurture that, and your life will have a new depth, a new meaning, and a new strength. Purpose is what makes you strong when everything else around you feels weak. When you align with your purpose, you will not just endure the challenges of life, you will thrive in the face of them. If you want to grow, if you want to become mentally tough, you must learn to embrace discomfort. I know that sounds counterintuitive. We all want comfort. We seek it naturally. But here's the truth. Growth never happens in comfort. You can't expect to build strength by sitting on the sidelines. Strength, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, is built in the moments when you're stretched, when you're tested, when you're pushed beyond what feels comfortable. Too many people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They shy away from challenges. They take the easy path, and they wonder why they don't achieve anything extraordinary. Comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're not uncomfortable at times, it means you're not growing. Real growth comes when you are forced to step outside your comfort zone and do the things that make you uneasy. Now, I'm not saying that discomfort should be the goal in and of itself, but I am saying that the key to real success is realizing that discomfort is a signal that you're on the right track. The most successful people are those who have learned to see discomfort not as something to avoid, but as something to embrace. They know that the more discomfort they face, the stronger they become. You see, every time you face discomfort, whether it's learning a new skill, dealing with failure, or facing rejection, you have an opportunity. You have the opportunity to build resilience. It's like lifting weights. The more you push your muscles to work under stress, the stronger they get. Your mind works the same way. The more challenges you face, the more you put yourself through situations that force you to stretch, the tougher you become. Now, I know that discomfort doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable for a reason. But remember, if you're not feeling discomfort, you're probably not growing. Think of the last time you learned something new or took a leap of faith. That feeling of unease, that nervous energy, that's a sign of growth. It means you're expanding, and that's exactly what you need to become mentally tough. Instead of avoiding discomfort, learn to welcome it. Take it as a sign that you're on the right path, that you're challenging yourself in a way that will pay off in the future. The more you push through these moments of discomfort, the more you learn about yourself and the more resilient you become. People who embrace discomfort understand something fundamental. You can't expect to go to the next level by staying in your current zone. If you want different results, you need to do different things, and those things will often feel uncomfortable at first. But that's how you know you're doing the right thing. Embrace discomfort, because that's where the real growth happens. Every time you face discomfort head on, you build the mental toughness needed to handle anything life throws your way. If you want to become mentally tough, there's one thing you cannot afford to overlook: self-discipline. Discipline is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting, unsure of where you're going, unable to stay on course. Discipline is what keeps you on track when motivation fades, when the initial excitement dies down, and when the temptations to quit or take the easy way out arise. Self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the power to push through those moments of weakness when you'd rather take a break, give in to distraction, or indulge in immediate gratification. It's the strength to resist the urge to take shortcuts, knowing that the only way to truly succeed is through consistent effort and sacrifice. Let me be clear, self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's not about doing everything right every single time. It's about making the decision to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. It's about choosing long-term gains over short-term pleasures. It's about being able to say, I am in control, even when life circumstances and your own emotions are working against you. The power of self-discipline lies in its consistency. It's not the grand gestures or the heroic efforts that lead to lasting change. It's the small, daily actions, the routine decisions to do what's necessary even when no one is watching. Building discipline is like building a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it may feel difficult. It may seem like a chore. But over time, you begin to create momentum, and that momentum turns into a habit, and eventually that habit turns into a part of who you are. Think about it. How many people start a new workout routine, a new project, or a new goal, only to fall off track because they couldn't maintain the discipline to keep going? The difference between those who succeed and those who fail often comes down to one simple thing: self-discipline. It's the ability to keep showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't see immediate results. Self-discipline is also about understanding the power of small, incremental steps. You don't need to change everything at once. Focus on one thing at a time and build discipline in that area. Maybe it's waking up earlier, getting your work done without procrastinating, or sticking to your exercise routine. Every time you commit to a small act of discipline, you build confidence and strengthen your willpower. Before long, that small commitment becomes a habit, and that habit propels you toward your goals. Discipline also means making the hard choices. It means turning down distractions, ignoring the easy path, and doing the work that others aren't willing to do. It means putting in the time and effort, even when the results aren't immediately visible. But let me tell you something, those results will come. They always come to those who are disciplined enough to wait, to work, and to persevere. So ask yourself what would happen if you committed to developing unshakable self-discipline. What would happen if, instead of waiting for motivation to strike, you decided to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel? What if you make discipline your most trusted ally? The truth is, without self-discipline, you can't build mental toughness. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades and when challenges arise. It's the steady, reliable force that will help you achieve anything you set your mind to. It's the difference between dreaming and doing, between wishing and achieving. It's the key to your success. If you want to develop true mental toughness, you must learn the art of staying focused on the present. Let me tell you something, the past is gone. You can't change it. The future? It's unknown, uncertain, and full of possibilities, but it's not here yet. The only moment you truly have is now, the present. The key to succeeding in life, to overcoming challenges, and to becoming mentally tough is to keep your mind firmly anchored in the present moment. Too often we get caught up in what's already happened. We replay past mistakes, failures, and missed opportunities. We let them control our thoughts, our emotions, and even our decisions. And here's the problem: the past is a place of learning, not a place to live. If you keep living there, you'll never move forward. You'll get stuck. You'll become paralyzed by regret and what ifs, all while the present moment slips through your fingers. But it's not just the past that distracts us. Many people spend their time obsessing over the future, worrying about what could go wrong, imagining worst-case scenarios, or dreaming of success without taking any action. The future, while important to plan for, is also beyond your immediate control. The key is to realize that stressing over what might happen is a waste of energy. What you do now in the present is what shapes your future. This is where focus becomes powerful. When you focus on the present, you take control of what you can control: the actions, the decisions, the effort you put in today. Mental toughness is the ability to block out distractions from the past and future and concentrate on what you're doing right now. When you're focused on the present, every action is intentional. Every moment becomes an opportunity to move closer to your goal. It's easy to get distracted, isn't it? Life is full of noise, distractions, and obligations. The key is to tune out everything that doesn't serve your goal. That means not letting past mistakes derail you and not letting future worries overwhelm you. Instead, focus on the task at hand. The small steps you take today, right now, are the ones that will bring you success in the long term. Think about the people who achieve the most in life. They are the ones who are fully engaged with what they're doing, whether it's in their work, their relationships, or their personal growth. They don't let their minds wander off into what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow. They give everything they have to what's right in front of them. They know that excellence in the present moment leads to success in the future. Staying focused on the present is also about embracing the process, not just the outcome. Too many people set lofty goals and only focus on the end result, thinking that everything else is just a means to an end. But the truth is, the journey, the daily actions you take, the effort you put in, the challenges you face is where the growth happens. It's where you build your character, your resilience, and your mental toughness. When you focus on the present, you make each moment count. You're not waiting for some distant future to be happy or successful. You're creating it right now with every decision you make. It's about doing the work today, staying consistent, and trusting that the results will come. So here's the challenge: stop wasting your energy on what you can't change. Stop looking back, stop worrying about what might happen, and start giving your best effort right now. The present moment is your greatest opportunity to build the future you want. Keep your focus there, and your mental toughness will grow. Because what you do today will determine who you become tomorrow. Let me tell you something crucial: setbacks are not the end of the road, they are part of the journey. Every successful person you admire has faced challenges, experienced failures, and encountered obstacles. What sets them apart is not that they avoided setbacks, but that they learned to turn those setbacks into powerful learning experiences. When you can do that, you gain an invaluable tool for building mental toughness. The truth is, failure is part of the process. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to avoid. Failure isn't a reflection of your abilities or your worth. It's simply a result of trying something, of taking action, of stepping out of your comfort zone. The real question is, what do you do after you experience a setback? Do you let it define you, or do you use it as a stepping stone? Here's the mindset you need to adopt. Failure is not a defeat. It's a lesson. When something goes wrong, don't see it as a permanent roadblock. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This is the key to turning setbacks into learning experiences. Every failure has something to teach you, whether it's about yourself, your approach, or the situation at hand. You see, failure isn't the problem. The problem is not learning from it. The mistake most people make is to take failure personally. They let it crush their confidence, make them doubt their abilities, or cause them to quit. But successful people understand that failure is just part of the learning process. They embrace it, study it, and extract valuable insights from it. The moment you can shift your perspective and see setbacks as opportunities to learn, that's the moment you start to unlock your potential. When things go wrong, take a step back and evaluate. What didn't work? Why didn't it work? What can I do differently next time? This type of self-reflection is what leads to growth. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. When something doesn't work, it's a sign to adjust your strategy, to try something new, or to improve your approach. And let me tell you this, the bigger the setback, the bigger the lesson. It's easy to learn from small mistakes because they don't carry the same weight. But when you face a major setback, when you experience a failure that shakes you to your core, that's when you have the greatest opportunity to learn. That's when you can learn what you're truly made of. It's in those tough moments that your character is forged. Here's the other thing, learning from setbacks isn't just about finding the right strategy or fixing what went wrong. It's about developing resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger. Each time you face a challenge and choose to learn from it instead of being defeated by it, you build your mental toughness. You become someone who understands that success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and bumps along the way. But those bumps don't stop you. They teach you how to be better, how to keep going, and how to keep improving. So when setbacks come, and they will, don't run from them. Don't hide from them. Look them straight in the face and say, what can I learn from this? The lesson is in the struggle. The growth comes in the effort to rise again. The more you learn from your setbacks, the stronger you become. And every lesson learned adds to the mental toughness that will carry you through anything life throws your way. Remember, setbacks are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. The more you embrace this truth, the more you'll turn every failure into a springboard for future success. To become mentally tough, one of the most crucial skills you need to develop is the ability to master your emotions. Now, let's be clear, emotions are powerful. They're a part of who we are, and they're not going away. But here's the key, you can choose how to respond to your emotions rather than letting them control you. The ability to master your emotions separates those who succeed from those who fall apart when things get tough. Emotions are like the weather. They're constantly changing, sometimes sunny and bright, sometimes stormy and unpredictable. But imagine if every time the weather turned bad, you let it dictate your actions. If it rained, you'd stay indoors. If it was too hot, you'd never leave your house. You'd never get anything done, and you'd never achieve anything. The same goes for your emotions. If you let every feeling, whether it's fear, anger, frustration, or doubt, determine your behavior, you'll never move forward. You can't wait for the perfect emotional state to take action. You have to act regardless of how you feel. Here's the truth, your emotions are a reflection of your thoughts. They don't just appear out of nowhere. Every emotion you feel is the result of a thought or belief you're holding in that moment. If you believe something is threatening, you feel fear. If you think you've been wronged, you feel anger. If you're focused on what you can't control, you feel frustration. But here's where it gets interesting. If your emotions are a result of your thoughts, then that means you have the power to control your emotions by controlling your thoughts. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It doesn't mean ignoring how you feel. It means choosing how you respond to those feelings. When you're angry, instead of reacting in a way you might regret later, take a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this emotion helping me? Is it going to move me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, then choose to let it go, or at least put it in perspective. Likewise, when fear creeps in, You need to understand that fear is just a signal, not a command. Fear doesn't have to stop you. It's just an indicator that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone. When you feel fear, it's a sign that you're doing something important, something that's going to help you grow. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, use it to fuel you. Acknowledge it, then move forward. It's in that action, despite fear, that you build mental toughness. The same goes for stress. Stress is a part of life. It's a natural reaction to pressure and uncertainty. But stress can also be a source of strength if you choose to view it differently. When you face a stressful situation, instead of succumbing to panic or anxiety, remind yourself that stress is an opportunity to prove your resilience. It's an opportunity to show yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Stress doesn't have to be your enemy, it can be your teacher. It's what keeps you sharp, focused, and ready for whatever challenge is next. If you want to master your emotions, you need to practice self-awareness. Take time to notice what triggers your emotional responses. Are there certain situations, people, or events that consistently cause you to react in a negative way? Once you identify those triggers, you can start to develop strategies to manage them. You might decide to take a break before responding to a difficult email, or step outside to clear your head when you're feeling overwhelmed. The goal is not to eliminate emotions, but to channel them in a way that serves your best interests. Let me tell you, the people who are truly mentally tough are not the ones who are emotionless. It's not about ignoring how you feel or pretending to be invulnerable. It's about being in control of how you respond. It's about recognizing that you can choose your reaction no matter how strong the emotion. It's about developing the ability to stay calm under pressure, to think clearly when others are panicking, and to make decisions based on logic and purpose, not on impulse or emotion. Mastering your emotions also means not letting the opinions or reactions of others control how you feel. People will criticize you, doubt you, and sometimes even try to bring you down. But if you let their words or actions dictate how you feel, you'll lose your mental toughness. You need to decide how you feel about yourself, no matter what others think. The opinions of others are just that, opinions. They don't define you unless you allow them to. The power to master your emotions is the power to control your destiny. The person who can keep their emotions in check, who can respond thoughtfully and rationally in any situation, is the person who remains calm and focused on their goals. The person who masters their emotions becomes unstoppable. Because they are no longer at the mercy of their feelings, they are the ones in control. So remember, emotions will come and go, but your ability to choose how to react to them is what makes all the difference. Master your emotions and you'll master your life. If you want to build mental toughness, one of the most important steps you can take is to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend your time with, the environment you place yourself in, have a profound impact on the way you think, feel, and act. You see, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's not just a catchy phrase, it's a law of life. The people around you influence your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your success. So it's critical to choose those people wisely. Think about this. If you hang around with negative, critical, or small-minded people, what do you think will happen? You'll start to adopt their mindset. Their doubts, their fears, their limitations will slowly start to infiltrate your thoughts. You'll begin to see obstacles where there are opportunities. You'll doubt your abilities. You'll start to think that success is for someone else, but not for you. And if you don't make a change, this negative energy will begin to dictate your actions, your decisions, and your future. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with positive influences, people who encourage you, challenge you, and believe in your potential, you'll find that you become more positive, more confident, and more motivated. Positive people lift you up. They energize you. They remind you of your worth and capabilities. They help you see the possibilities instead of the limitations. And that's exactly what you need if you want to develop mental toughness and achieve great things. Positive influences aren't just people who cheer you on. They're the people who push you to be better. They're the ones who challenge you when you're not living up to your potential, who remind you that you're capable of more than you think. They're the ones who won't let you settle for mediocrity because they see your greatness and want you to see it too. They won't let you make excuses because they know that excuses are just a way of letting fear and doubt take control. They encourage you to keep going even when you want to quit because they know that you have the strength to succeed. Now, let's be clear, this doesn't mean you should only surround yourself with people who agree with everything you do or say. You don't need a bunch of yes people around you. In fact, that wouldn't help you grow at all. Positive influences are the ones who can offer you constructive feedback, who can point out where you need to improve, but they do it in a way that motivates you, not tears you down. They're the ones who help you stay focused on the right things and encourage you to keep learning, growing, and reaching higher. You also need to be aware of the environment you're in. It's not just the people you interact with, but also the places and spaces you occupy. If you spend your time in negative, draining environments, that energy will seep into your own life. If you're always around people who are complaining, gossiping, and focused on problems rather than solutions, it's only a matter of time before you start to adopt that same mindset. Instead, seek out environments that inspire you, where people are focused on progress, positivity, and action. Choose to be in places where you're reminded of the possibilities, where your vision is expanded, not limited. Sometimes you need to be proactive about this. If you find that certain people are holding you back, dragging you down, or making you feel less than you are, it's okay to distance yourself. You can't afford to let negativity take root in your life. It's not about being rude or cutting people off without reason, but it is about protecting your energy and your focus. Sometimes you have to choose your peace and your growth over the comfort of maintaining old relationships. When you surround yourself with the right people, those who are positive, driven, and aligned with your values, they will challenge you to grow. They will keep you accountable and encourage you to strive for higher goals. They will show you what's possible and inspire you to believe in your own potential. And here's the thing, the more you grow, the more you'll naturally attract people who are on the same wavelength. Success breeds success. When you surround yourself with people who are committed to their own growth, it becomes easier for you to stay committed to yours. Let me tell you, success is never a solo endeavor. It's a journey that's shaped by the people you surround yourself with. Positive influences are the ones who help you become the best version of yourself, who show you that the impossible is possible, and who remind you that you are capable of achieving greatness. So take a good look at the people around you and ask yourself, are they lifting me up or holding me back? Surround yourself with the kind of people who challenge you, inspire you, and make you want to be better. Your environment and the people you spend time with are a reflection of your future. Choose them wisely, because in the end, they play a huge role in determining just how far you'll go. If you want to develop mental toughness, one of the most crucial principles you need to embrace is the idea of being consistently committed to growth. This isn't about occasional bursts of effort or short-term goals. It's about adopting a mindset of continuous improvement every single day without exception. The truth is, life doesn't stand still, and neither should you. To stay mentally tough, you must keep moving forward, keep evolving, and keep expanding your horizons. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start to fall behind. Growth is the driving force that propels you toward your goals, that keeps you motivated even when the journey gets tough. It's about being better today than you were yesterday and understanding that personal development is a lifelong journey. Growth doesn't happen in big, dramatic leaps. It happens in small, consistent steps. It's the daily effort, the small improvements, the commitment to learning something new every day that leads to true transformation. Being consistently committed to growth means that no matter what happens, no matter how difficult the circumstances, you are always asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I become better because of this? Whether you're facing a setback or celebrating a victory, growth should always be your focus. This is what separates those who endure the tough times from those who quit. The most successful, mentally tough people you see today didn't reach their level by accident. They did it by committing to growth in every area of their lives, every day. Growth requires a shift in mindset. It means seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as obstacles. It means knowing that every experience, good or bad, has the potential to teach you something valuable. It's about approaching life with the belief that you can always improve, that no situation is permanent, and that there's always room for more. The key to consistent growth is being willing to put in the work every day, to step outside your comfort zone, and to push yourself beyond what's easy. Commitment to growth means developing a habit of reading, learning, and seeking new knowledge. Successful people don't just wait for inspiration to strike. They take the time to study, to grow their skills, and to expand their minds. It's about learning from others, absorbing new ideas, and applying that knowledge to your own life. Growth comes from surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, who share their wisdom, and who hold you accountable to becoming your best self. But growth isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about applying that knowledge consistently. It's about taking action and not waiting for the perfect moment. Too many people wait for the right time, the right conditions, or the right opportunity to start making changes in their lives. But growth happens when you act today. Don't wait for everything to line up perfectly. Start with what you have, where you are, and grow from there. Another key part of being consistently committed to growth is resilience, the ability to bounce back from failure and use it as a stepping stone. You're going to encounter failures, mistakes, and setbacks along the way. But the important thing is how you respond. Do you let those setbacks define you, or do you use them as fuel to grow even stronger? Mentally tough people understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. It's a lesson to be learned, a challenge to overcome, and a chance to improve. Consistency is the secret ingredient in the formula for growth. It's easy to get excited about a new idea or goal, but what really matters is your ability to keep going even when the initial excitement fades. Growth isn't about a temporary burst of effort, it's about making it a part of your life, day in and day out. It's about creating the habit of continuous improvement, even when you don't feel like it, even when you face challenges, and even when the results aren't immediate. Consistency compounds over time. Every small action, every bit of effort adds up, and before you know it, you've achieved more than you ever thought possible. Being committed to growth also means embracing discomfort. The growth you want to achieve is never easy. It requires stretching yourself, taking on challenges, and doing things that push you beyond your comfort zone. It's only when you challenge yourself that you tap into your true potential. Growth doesn't happen in the easy moments, it happens when you're pushed to your limits, when you're faced with something difficult, and when you refuse to quit. Ultimately, your commitment to growth is a reflection of your belief in your own potential. You have to believe that you can become more than you are today. You have to see every failure as an opportunity to learn, every challenge as a chance to grow stronger, and every step forward as progress toward becoming the person you are meant to be. So make the commitment today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Be consistently committed to growth. Learn something new every day. Push yourself to be better and keep taking action. The journey to mental toughness isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. But the more committed you are to growing every single day, the more you'll achieve. And when you look back, you'll be amazed at how far you've come and the strength you've gained along the way.